Hello, Facebook people. This is your girl, Davisha L Johnson, and this is Friday Conversations with my Black people. So, we are going to get started here in about another 2 or 3 minutes. We have our guest today queued up. If you are unaware of what's going on, this is Friday Conversations with my Black people live on Facebook. So, we are in Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Davisha L Johnson. And today we will be talking with our guest, Nana Obokese Ampah of the Asebu Traditional Council from Cape Coast in Ghana. And he will be talking about free land and the free land projects and how you can get land in Ghana if you're African American, how to repatriate back to the motherland. He is already queued up on our line. I'm going to get Facebook Live started on the DL Johnson Consulting Agency page. There we go. So, hey Perry, how are you? Hey Chauncey, how are you? So, we are going to get started here in a second. For those of you that are tuning in live for the first time, my name is Davisha L Johnson, and this is Friday Conversations with my Black people. So, I did a Facebook Live about 2 weeks ago now, and there was a lot of response about it. I basically got in my car and just got on a rant about, what you can do in COVID-19 for your hashtag Plan B, what you need to do with yourself as you're going to get these stimulus checks, and what that looks like. I need people to understand that America is great for you to live in it when there's not catastrophes and stuff going on, but other than that, you need to get a hashtag Plan B for your life and what you're going to do. So then I decided to restructure this conversation with you and have it Mondays and Fridays at 10 o'clock. So today we are going to be talking to Nana Obokese Ampah from Cape Coast, Ghana. He is on the phone. He is going to answer your questions and talk to you about how you can get free land in Ghana, what that looks like, how much it's going to cost for the paperwork and stuff, where it is, what the purpose is. It's called the Pan-African Village Project. I'm going to give people about another 2 or 3 minutes to come on live. Hey Lee, hey Kenneth. Share this with your friends create a watch party. There's a lot of interest in Ghana because of the year of return. So this particular individual is a chief in the Asebu Traditional Council in Cape Coast, Ghana. And he's going to come on and talk about how to get free land and what the process is, the website to go to, what all that looks like. And then on Monday, we'll be talking with somebody in education. We have a full lineup for April and May. So share this. Invite your friends right now to Facebook Live for this feed, or you can send them to the DL Johnson Consulting Agency page, Facebook Live, which we should be on right now as well. I am your host, Davisha L Johnson of DL Johnson Consulting Agency. I have a political consulting and brand management firm here in Atlanta, Georgia, and we are having conversations with my Black people. If you are any variation of shade of me and you live in the United States and you are experiencing some issues and traumatic events with COVID-19, and you're going to get a stimulus check, or you're going to get a check from the SBA, then you need to be thinking about what you're going to do with that extra money. So, hey, Dory. So, a lot of people have been asking me and DMing me about Ghana. You know that I have the Ghana Investment. Well, you all that don't know, I have a event that I do called the Ghana Investment Tour, where I take African Americans to Ghana to do investment in small business, and we go 3 times a year in March, July, and October. And I met this individual. He's a chief of the Asebu Traditional Council via WhatsApp, actually, through another person. And he was here in the U.S. and said that he had a project in Cape Coast, And so I told him I wanted to go see the project. So when I was in Ghana 3 weeks ago for the Ghana Investment Tour for the month of March, we went to Cape Coast and actually hooked up with this person, and they took us to where his project was going to be in Cape Coast. I saw his kingdom. I saw how much land he has, and he has a lot of land. So he's been going throughout the United States, talking to people for the last couple of months about his projects, and I want to introduce you guys to the chief of the Asebu Traditional Council, Nana Obokese Ampah. He's going to come on in about another minute and talk about his projects and the things that are going on in Ghana for options of hashtag Plan B for all of my black folks. So once again, this is Davisha L Johnson. You are listening to and watching on Facebook Live Friday Conversations with My Black People. And now I want to test out this audio and see if we can get Nana on here and you guys can hear them. If you can hear him correctly, just give me a thumbs up, wave at me, say yes, and then we'll continue on. Nana, are you there?
Yes, my sister. How are you, Davisha?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am blessed. I'm blessed.
Or should I say Itzy Sing?
Yes. Boko.
Good. Yes, so can you hear? Hey, Sam. Hey, Gina. Can you guys hear Nana on the live? Hey, Amira. How are you? Let me know if you can hear Nana on the live, either on my Facebook page or the DL Johnson page or on my Davisha L Johnson page. So, Nana, I just want to thank you for coming on the show. I should also say Aquaba, correct?
Yes, you're right.
Right.
You're right.
Right. So I just wanted you, oh, yes, they can hear you. So I just wanted you to let the people know these are black folks. We're talking about black issues. We're talking to black people in America about what their hashtag Plan B is. So I just want those of the audience that don't know who you are, for you to introduce yourself to our people on Friday Conversations with My Black People.
All right. Thank you very much, my sister. You know, you told me you were born on a Monday. And,
right.
I prefer calling you with your African name. That is Ajua. Because
right.
a female born on a Monday, in Akan language, you are called Ajua.
Right.
So, in this conversation, if you allow me, I will call you Ajua.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, first off, I would like to thank the Almighty God, the creator of the universe, for keeping us safe in face of this pandemic ravaging the world.
Yes.
We say a prayer for whoever is suffering from this and then the impact. And then we say a prayer that our African ancestors will keep us away from any harm.
Yes.
Yes, my name is Nana Obokese Ampah, and I'm the Apajahim for Asebu Traditional Area, Ghana. I'd like to say a big thank you to all the listeners and the viewers of this show. That's Conversations with My Black People. It's a beautiful time for us to get together. So thank you, Davisha, for creating this platform.
You're welcome.
My role as the Apajahim of Asebu Traditional Area is I'm in charge of the state apparatus. That's the state of Asebu. Asebu is a kingdom in the central region of Ghana.
Right.
And I know that few of you are aware that last year, or almost all of us are aware, last year we celebrated the year of return, marking the 400 years since boats carrying enslaved Africans were brought from Ghana, Jamestown, Accra to Jamestown, Virginia. And as a result, we saw a lot of interest, a lot of our people going back home. And the king of Asebu, Okodachi Amenfi VII, thought it wise that if people are supposed to return, if our people are supposed to return, they must return to land because they were taken from land. So he, together with the Traditional Council, decided that we offer 5,000 acres of land free of charge to any one of our people who finds himself or herself in the diaspora as a direct result of the transatlantic slave trade. So if you are listening to me right now on this show, conversation with my black people, and then your DNA is black, then you qualify for a free land in Africa, that is Ghana.
Okay. So let me just stop you right there. So of those of you that did not hear what Nana just said, he said 5,000, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then add 3 zeros. 5,000 acres of land. So think about that here in America and how many acres of land that you can put your eyes on right now. It's nowhere near 5,000. So he's saying that there's 5,000 acres of free land for anybody that looks like me or any variation of shade of me or that has black blood, African blood in their DNA, correct?
You are right, Adua.
Great. So I want y'all to really marinate on that as he continues to tell you about the opportunity. So for those of you that have friends, grandmas, aunties, and they're retired, and they're just sitting here, you know, collecting their Social Security checks. We'll talk about the conversion rate of money later, but they could be living their best life in Ghana, in Cape Coast, because there's free land that Nana is telling you about that exists. Free land. Okay, go ahead now. I just had to make that point.
Yes, and this whole idea is to encourage us to return home.
Right.
Is to encourage our people that this is not our land. You know, this is not where we come from, and it's very difficult adjusting.
Okay, hold on, Nana. Tell people, because you're saying people don't know where you are. So can you tell people where you are currently right now?
I am in the U.S. I
Right.
came for a couple of meetings, and I'm trying to get home, but
right. So
I'm stuck.
You're stuck here too with everybody. I'm trying to get home, people. I'm trying to get to where he's going. I'm trying to go too. I'm trying to go with you, Nana.
I'm trying to get home, but
Right.
no flights going to Ghana. The airport is blocked, and I'm here, but I'm being taken care of by our ancestors, by the spirit of our ancestors,
Yes.
and I hope they do same. These are challenging times, but we shall overcome.
Right.
These too shall pass.
Right.
So what I'm saying is this: Ghana provides a good alternative for you to consider living, not just to visit as a tourist. This is your place. This is where your ancestors came from. This is your land. This is where you truly belong. And then those of you who are listening and have been to Ghana, you will understand that the moment you set foot in Ghana, the feeling is different. You feel a sense of freedom that is incomparable to you being here. I mean, you can get a best job here, get the best mansion, but the freedom that you will enjoy when you are in Africa is kind of different. You can't quantify that to anything. So the free land provides an opportunity for you not just to own part of what belongs to you, but also to help you live your best life.
Right.
Because you'll be truly free. It's a difficult thing if you don't really know where you're coming from. It makes it difficult to know where you're going.
Right.
So this provides a unique opportunity for all of us to get to understand ourselves, our heritage, where we're coming from, and then for us to have come to terms and comfort with our spirits and minds.
Right. And let me just say to all of you that are just tuning in, we're talking to Nana Obokese Ampah of the Asebu Traditional Council in Cape Coast, and what he just said, I personally experienced myself when I went to Ghana for the first time last year. It's my 1-year anniversary this month. I went to Ghana for the first time beginning of April of 2019, and since going the last 3 times over 2019, after the first time, it was just my home. I just felt that I needed to be in that particular place at that particular time, and the love for Ghana just grew and grew and grew every time I thought about it, talked about it, read about it, Business over there is amazing. It's so much different than it is here just being a black person. Just walking down the street, you black men, all my black men that are watching this show, all my black men in politics that I know from my career, just being a black man in a place where you're not seen as the enemy is a totally different experience of just how you live your daily life. You become nicer in Ghana, and y'all know how I am. So when I went over there, what Nana is saying is that it allows you to live your best life without being in the confines of the United States environments, being a black person. So I want you guys to pay real close attention to him talk about, you know, his project and how you can get more involved and how you can go ahead and deposit your money and get in on this hashtag Plan B to go to Ghana. So Nana, can you talk to us about what the Pan-African Village Project looks like for our viewers?
Yeah, so like I said earlier, the land itself is free from the Asebu Traditional Council in the central region of Ghana, close to Cape Coast. Asebu Traditional Area is part of the Greater Cape Coast area. And the Pan-African Village is like 20 minutes away by drive to the Cape Coast, what they call the Cape Coast Castle. That's the Cape Coast Dungeon.
Right.
So if you take a ride, 20 minutes, you are at that enclave. And then also 25 minutes, you are at the Elmina Dungeon, the Elmina Castle, they call it.
Can you tell us before, because I don't want to disregard for people that don't know, because we have to realize where we are, and there are African Americans here that don't know the significance of the Cape Coast Dungeons or the Elmina Dungeons, and that's just a place you just said to them. So can you just quickly kind of go over a brief understand of what you want us to understand about the Cape Coast castles and the dungeon?
Okay, thank you very much for bringing me back.
Right.
What they call the Cape Coast Castle is a World Heritage Site by the UN, and it is the last point for our African ancestors who were carried in ships to America. So if you are listening to me right now, this Friday morning on Conversations with my black people, I'm describing the place where your African ancestors were kept before they were moved here. I mean, the blood in you, your direct ancestor, the last point where he was kept or where she was kept before she was moved, before she was stolen, like when they got stolen, when they got picked up, the last point they put them before they brought them on the boats to Americas is the Cape Coast Castle.
Right.
So this land that I'm talking about, this free land, is 20 minutes drive from the spot. So it's close to the coast. It's a beautiful land, and we're creating an opportunity for you to reconnect with yourself. So the Cape Coast Castle, most or all African Americans were brought from that point.
Right.
You know, and also the Elmina Castle, the black people you will find in Brazil, in Jamaica, they went through that dungeon.
Right.
But my people in America, the African Americans, they came directly from the Cape Coast Castle.
Right.
That is what it is.
And I've been there, so check out the pictures. You can go on my page, and I was just there, literally just there not at the Pan-African Village site, but I went to where Nana is talking about at the Cape Coast Dungeons and the Cape Coast Castle. I was in Cape Coast, so I have seen it with my own two eyes. So Nana, can you kind of
so when you go to this place, you will see where they kept the males and then the females, and right on top of the male dungeon, they had a church.
Oh.
So yes, it's a shame. And this, people were chained. We were chained. They were using the place as their bathroom. They were kept there for months before the next boat will come. And right on top of that, these bad people were having church services.
You hear that, people? You hear that, people? Do you hear what he just said? Because I did not know that. And I didn't take a tour of the Cape Coast Castle. What he just said was where they kept the black males, my black men, listening to the chief right now on this show, Friday Conversations with My Black People. Black men, they kept you separate from your women. And above you, them other people, you all know who the other people are, were having church service on top of you, knowing that you were living in these conditions and you are stolen and they were going to ship you off to a whole nother land for their own benefit. They were having praising Jesus, white Jesus, right on top of you. I just want to make that point. Go ahead, Nana.
Yes, exactly. So this is a very historic, important site,
Right.
And people from all walks of life, especially our people in the diaspora, they will come and then cry their souls out and to reconnect to their Africanness.
Right.
Purely. So this land that I'm describing is 20 minutes by drive from this spot. And it's free. The only thing is that you got to pay the transfer fee.
Okay.
You know, in Ghana, when you buy a land, what here you call a deed, we call it the indenture.
Okay,
That's
so
English.
a deed is the same thing as an indenture.
Yes, please.
Okay.
So before you get that, there's a government fee. There's a transfer fee that the Lands Commission, the surveying and the pillaring, 80 by 80 plot of land, you only get to spend $700.
Okay, so
And then you own this land.
Okay, so what he said was, for those of you that didn't hear, or hey Scout, hey Shagina, hey Awitz, what he said is that for $700, you're basically buying the deed or indenture, as they would call it in Ghana, for an 80 by 80 area of land in a Sable traditional area. So it's $700 US, and you're not paying for the land. The land is free. But as you all know, here in the U.S., when you buy anything, there's paperwork. Those paperwork cost money to process. So the government's, the land registry, Nana, is that what it's called?
Yes.
The land registry charges a fee for them to process this paperwork for the indenture for you to have ownership or leaseholding opportunities for this 80 by 80 plot of land, correct?
Yes, please.
Right. So, once again, it's free lands, but you need to pay for the paperwork. And we all know what that looks like. So, if somebody in Chicago, and those of you are there in Detroit, shout out to Akindale and my GABA folks up in Detroit, Michigan. I hope y'all are staying safe. But people all over the country and all over the world, and shout out to my people that are in Cape Coast, Talibo and Afia that are there. I wish you were there. I'm sure Nana wishes he was there also. But everybody that's watching anywhere, if you're African American and you have black African DNA in your blood, you can go to a Cebu traditional area and pay $700 for an 80 by 80 plot of land for you to then live and do on. I'll let Nana go into what you can use it for. But it's $700. It's a processing fee. It's not for the land. Go ahead, Nana. We got about 8 minutes left in the show, so if you can kind of tell them what the process is, if there's a website to go to, how they can get in contact with you in case they have questions, and then we'll answer a couple questions at the end.
Yes, thank you very much, Ajoa. So the process is very, very simple. First of all, the qualification is through your DNA. This is a family affair. If you have millions of money and then you don't belong to us, you don't get this land. So
check that.
It's a family affair.
Right.
And we're also trying to make sure that we are not caught in trouble. So some of our people here who have been troubled, we make sure that we're getting, the best ones first.
Right.
Eventually we have different programs, but for now, we will want our people. I mean, I want to remind you that not everybody who looks like me and you is black.
Check that.
Off,
we might have to go over, but check that. He said everybody is skin folk and kin folk. For y'all from the South.
First off, the first qualification is someone who is prepared to respect the African culture.
Right.
That is key. If you are not prepared to respect the African culture, you may want to forget about this opportunity.
Right.
Second, there's a wellness program, like more or less like an orientation.
Mm-hmm.
When you are there, it will take like a week. Everything is on the website. It will take you through it, for you to understand how your ancestors used to live, how the family system, the clan system. I would just like to remind all of you that before your ancestors were moved from Ghana to this place 400 years ago, there was a clan system. And this clan system is still in place. So when you go back, you go and join the clan system.
So let me just ask a question about the clan system. Is a clan the same thing as a tribe?
The tribe is, like there's a set, the whole set.
Okay.
Under the tribe is a clan. That's your family lineage, the direct family lineage.
Learn something new every day. Learn something new every day. So a tribe is the overall general group of people, and the clan is your family structure.
Yes.
Awesome.
So that is there. When you are back, we'll incorporate you to it, and then you feel very different. You feel very whole. You feel very complete. Mm-hmm. They solve that they were trying to deny you of. You go back and get it, and it will make you a very complete person.
Right.
Not to say you are not complete, but you are missing something because you are an African, and then there's some uniqueness. There's something about us that when you go, you become part of it, and you will enjoy it.
Right.
So this program takes like 3 days to 1 week. It's very simple. Mm-hmm. But first off, you need to go on. For more information, you can go on asebuman.com. That is A as in Apple, S as in Sam, E as in Eric, B as in boy, U as in universe, M as in man, A as in apple, N as in Nancy.com. So you log on to ASEBUMAN.com. And if you find it hard to kind of understand me, I'll beg you forgive my Asebu accent.
It's fine. So let me say it for all y'all Southern drawl folks that can understand me talking fast and having an accent. What he said is, if you want more information about the Freeland Project, the Pan-African Village Project, you need to go to asebuman.com. That's ASEBUMAN.com. I will put it in. Matter of fact, I will put it in the comments and the description below, so that you guys can go to asebuman.com to find out what will they find out at asebuman.com. Now, the application process.
They will find every bit of information they need, and I will also encourage you that for a follow-up, my sister Ajua, she's a very wonderful, dedicated individual.
Thank you.
She's serving the cause of people. God bless you. May the ancestors protect you. She will be available to pick your calls for more information on the processes.
You see how he just did that? Do you see what he just did, y'all? He basically told me that you're going to call me, and then I'm going to answer all of your questions. You see how we do, our people? He made me a job just now and said, I'm just going, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take heed to what the ancestors and the chief just said. So I will be available for you to call me to ask me questions about this project. But I just want to thank you.
I'm not familiar with the project, and you've seen the land with your eyes.
I have.
Your footstep on it.
I did.
So, yes, you've tasted this land, basically. So,
right.
I'm glad that you be an ambassador for it.
And then if you guys have any more questions or comments, put them in the comments below. DM me at Davisha L Johnson. I want to thank Nana Obokese Ampah. Let me see if I can pronounce it. The Apagaheni of Asebu. How do you say it? Apejaheni.
Yeah, it's like a J, like a John.
Apejaheni. See, yes. I see. My kids are learning sweet. I'm going to get this. He's Fanti, right?
Yes.
Right, but it's the same basic language. So, I digress. Thank you, Nana Obokese Ampah, for coming on Friday Conversations with My Black People. I wish you well.
Before I leave, I have something to say.
Okay.
Until we come together as a people, we always be messed up with, the Chinese, the way you see them moving right now.
Right.
It is all the Chinese back home that did it. Right. It is a combination of the Chinese diaspora and the Chinese home.
Right.
And then they came together and then they became that powerful.
Right.
So the African American economy is the 7th biggest economy in the world. And Africa has all the things that everyone in the world needs. That's why they keep going there.
Right.
So if you put them together, the African American skills, the African American economy, and then the African resources will create a giant like no one has seen before.
Right.
So let's come together. Let's try to connect. And one of the basic ways you can do that is that those of you who are listening to me and you are single, consider if a male marry an African from back home, if a female marry an African from back home, let's connect. Let's connect. At all levels.
This is Nana Obokese dating 101, y'all. Black love is real.
Let's connect physically, emotionally, spiritually, and there will be no one to stop us.
Right.
Thank you very much, Sister Ajua, for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Let's do this again.
We will. I appreciate it. Thank you, Nana, for coming on. So, you guys, that was Nana Obokese Ampah, the Apajahene of the Asebu Traditional Council in Cape Coast in Ghana. He has been here for a couple months talking about the Pan-African Village Project. For those of you black folks that need a hashtag Plan B, you're getting your stimulus check, you're getting your SBA loan, you want somewhere to go. Gina, I need a husband too, honey. I'm glad he said it. That's from the mouth of the man, the chief over in Ghana said, if you ladies, African-American ladies, need a husband, take your behind over there to Ghana. I can attest, I've seen it. We're going to end the show today. This is Friday Conversation with my black people. It is 10:31, so I'm over time. So I just want to say thank you for coming on and stay black.